Hey everyone, it's Jason. Today I'm going to go over some more of the Keyforge decks. Today I have the Keyforge Age of Ascension. It's the two-player starter set. This is from the second series that came out. Unlike the first starter set that came with two exclusive decks, this one did not. It came with two random decks and that was it. It's a little bit smaller, a little bit cheaper. Has all the tokens in there just like the other one did. A couple other neat things they did though is they added some +1 counters in here and some stun counters instead of having them as cards. And then your chain counters are actually now pop-out tokens instead of cards. So they added some just upgraded things that are kind of unique. They also gave you two fold-out playmats. Playmats don't really do too much. It just shows there's your Forge cards, your Archive, your discard deck, your Archon card, shows your houses. And then up here it just shows that's where your artifacts could go, that's where your battle lines would go. Other than that, it's just a big giant paper one. There's a red one and a blue one. So the same thing. So it's still kind of neat though. You got all this extra little stuff. Yeah, the two decks are random, so I'm going to go through the two random decks plus the third random deck I bought. Little Age of Ascension packs. So these should be all brand new cards. If you'd like more information kind of on some of the rules and how to play the game, check out my first video. It's not a direct how to play the game video, but it does go through some of the basics of what the game is. I also have a second one where I went through 3 of the random decks from the first series. So this is Signa, the clumsily tall, and he has, here we go, I have the wrong, there's his ID card. Signa, the clumsily tall, Brobnar, Untamed, and Gis. Again, I'm not going to show you the deck list because it has the QR code on there that I don't want to give out. Alright, so we're going to go through. We have Perilous Wild. Destroy each elusive creature. King's Longshot. And then now, because it's the second set, it has stuff like Elusive and Skirmish, and they don't have all the extra text on there. They're assuming that if you're buying the second set, you've probably played the first one. If not, you just have to refer to the book. But basically, Elusive means, I don't remember. Elusive means it can't be attacked, and Skirmish means when it attacks, it doesn't take damage back, if I remember. Soldier's Flower. Purge each untamed creature from each player's discard pile for each card. Purge this way, its owner gains 1. Purging is removing it from the game. Soldiers of Flowers. Flaxia. It's a fairy. Tankadillon. Only deals 2 damage when fighting instead of the normal 9. But that's not, it's still great because there's lots of help. Discard a random card from your opponent's archives. A couple more of those. Save the pack. So some of these are from the original set. Like I have the same card. But they have the icon from the second series. So my guess is they reprinted them in the second one, so it's not like there's a mixed card, you know, like from the first set into the second one. They just probably added more cards, because this is up into the 300s, and I think the original set only had 225, something like that. I'm not for sure on how that all works. Marmos Swarm gets 1 for each amber in your pool. Nox. It's a beast. Alright, now we're into the disc. We have some red hot armor. Each enemy creature with armor loses all its armor until the end of the turn and deal 1 damage for each point of armor lost this way. Some heavily armored creatures are going to take damage, could possibly die. So that's kind of a cool card. Some 3 Fates. Pandemonium. Anguish. Streaky. Has elusive, so this one did list elusive again. Streaky is not on flake. Your opponent refills their hand 1 less card during their draw step. So basically, because you have to play your cards on the outside, so getting a card out of flank means you have to play him, then play somebody else. So unless you play 2 cards on 1 turn, and that's only if you already had somebody out. Others have to play 3 cards to play 1 guy on each side of him. Then keep him alive. Play if your opponent has Spore or more Stealing, Schuler, Misery Exploit, Lash of Broken Dreams, Call the Weak, Banish, put an enemy creature into your opponent's archives. It's kind of neat. They'll get it back, but then they also have to use their archive to get it. Amber Imp. Now we're into the fire creatures. Pile of Skulls. Each time an enemy creature is destroyed during your turn, friendly creature captures 1. Ogo Pogo. Destroy a creature, you may deal 2 damage. Little Rapskull. The Goblin. Creatures must fight when used if able. Gargantuous Scrapper. So this one has Alpha, which is a new keyword for this set. So you can only play this card before doing anything else this step. So if you want to play this card, you have to play it first. So if you have 3 or more, deal 3 damage to an enemy creature. I don't know if I have any cards inside, but they also have the Omega ability. If you use a Flame Lake Shaman, if you play a card with Omega, that is the last card you play in your turn, so it ends your turn. Burn the Stockpile, Groggins, First Blood, here's another Alpha. You deal 2 damage for each friendly Brobinar creature. You may divide this damage amongst any number of creatures. Drummerknot. Return a friendly giant creature to your hand. And that one does it if you play him, you fight with him, or you reap him. Why would you want to return a card to your hand? Because you can use their play ability again. Or maybe they have a bunch of damage and you'd rather just get them back to your hand rather than having them go to your discard. Play, destroy 3 undamaged creatures, gain 3 chains. It's Coward's End. Alright, so that was deck 1, Cygnus Clumsily Tall. So while I am showing off these decks, you go out and buy one of these packs. There is no saying that you're going to get any of these cards, any of the cards I'm showing. But you definitely won't get any of these decks. You will not find these exact decks anywhere. This is my own personal decks now. So we have, love these names, Mrs. Kangum Hawks. So it's a Shadow Sanctum Mars. Guide to Scars. Action, sacrifice Guide to Scars. If your opponent has 3 or fewer, steal 3. Why hello, fellow guards. I love the flavor text on lots of these. Too much to protect. Steal all but 6 of your opponents. Skeleton Key. Seen that one a couple of times now. Reglock is a skirmish. Reglock. Albalek. Purge a creature with a power of 3 or lower. Umbra. Throwing Stars. Deal 1 damage up to 3 creatures. Gain 1 ember for each creature destroyed this way. Missima. Lamandra. Deploy. This is a new keyword for this set. This creature can enter play anywhere in your battle line, so this allows you to not necessarily have them be the flanking one on the outside. You can move them around. And that way its neighbors gain elusive. So you can place it right in the middle if you like. Dusk Chronicles. Now we're on to the Sanctums. The Mighty Lance. The Spirit's Way. Rothus the Fierce, who has a taunt. So we had it before, but I don't think I addressed it in the other video. This creature's neighbors cannot be attacked unless they have taunt, so you have to attack him first. Hazardous Spore is a new one. Before this creature's attack, deal 4 damage to the attacking creature. Prince Derek the Unifier. Free Markets. Equalize, redistribute the amber on friendly creatures amongst the friendly creatures and redistribute among enemies amongst the enemies. Doorstep to Heaven. Protect the Weak. I do kind of like how the upgrade cards go like this. You could slide it underneath your creature like this if you wanted to, just that way you can see the effect quick without having to cover up. I mean, it could have gone the other way, but this also helps it stand out a little bit more. This creature gains 1 armor and taunt. Protect the Weak. Blinding Light. Blade the Grim. Play, capture 3. Reap. Discard 1 from him. So basically you can steal 3 right away, and then you can each turn you can spend getting rid of those, so your opponent can't have them back. A Bond of the Armorsmith. Other creatures gain friendly creatures gain 1 armor for the remainder of the turn. Other friendly creatures gain 1 armor. So once it's played, they'll always gain 1 armor. But you pick Sanctum for your turn, you can activate him and gain everyone an additional armor for 1 turn. Now we got Mars. We got some more aliens. Invasion Portal. Discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard a Mars creature or run out of cards. If you discard a Mars creature this way, put it into your hand. Stormcrawler, who's a robot. Red Planet Raygun. Orbital Bombardment. Text here. Nizhnik Resonator. For each neighboring Nizhnik Resonator has, your opponent's keys cost +2. So it could cost up to 4 more. Hypno Beam. Gain control of an enemy creature. Destroy them all. Destroy an artifact, a creature, and an upgrade. Something Shockworm. After an enemy creature reaps, stun it. A Mind Warper. Another Mind Warper. A third Mind Warper. So far I don't think there's more than 3 of any of the same cards in the deck. Elixix Fixfinger. Each other Martian creature gains 1 armor. Alright, so that is Miss Tangum's Exog. So we got 1 more deck to go through, and then hopefully if you've watched any of these videos, all 3 of these videos, if nothing else, you'll at least kind of get an idea what the cards in the game are. So maybe you can decide if you want to go buy your own. Fate Bolt Moon Skeptic. It just sounds pretty cool. That picture's pretty neat. So let's see what we got. We have Way of the Porcupine. This creature gains Hazardous 3. Before this creature is attacked, it deals 3 damage to the enemies. How do you put it on? Very carefully. Soldiers to Flowers. Niffle Grounds. To location. Choose a creature for the remainder of the turn. That creature loses taunt and elusivity. Or elusive. Why did I say elusivity? Mimicry. When you play this card, treat it as a copy of an action card in your opponent's discard pile. Tankadillon. Song of Spring. It's like this version of Untamed seems all about, less about the extra big creatures and more about getting extra effects or bringing cards back. Rusknar. Glimmer. This has an alpha effect. Fang House. Assault 3. So I don't think we've had Assault yet. Before the creature attacks, you deal 3 damage to the attacked enemy. And Hazardous 3. Before the creature is attacked, you deal 3 damage. So when you first attack, you deal 3 damage. If it is attacked, you deal 3 damage. So basically he has a first strike that works both directions. Darmia, an elf witch. And then over to Mars, we have Martian Hounds. Choose a creature. For each damaged creature, give the chosen creature 2+1 power counters. Who let the dogs out? Audible Bombardment. Another one of those. Exterminate, Exterminate. For each friendly Mars creature you control, destroy a non-Mars creature with a lower power. Just swarm them and destroy everybody. Biesma Think Drone. Tyrexo Beam Buckler. Mars Needs Amber. Mars First. Ready and use a friendly Mars creature. Mars second, third, and fourth, 2 if you ask me. Exilia Fixfinger. The Glix Proliferator. If Glix Proliferator is on your flank, archive a Mars card from your discard pile. So that's kind of helpful. You can regain those. The Agent Human. Choose a friendly non-Mars creature, an enemy non-Mars creature, stun chosen creatures. Now we're to the gifts. The Ortanu's Binding. To deal 2 damage to a friendly creature. It's coming. I'm not really sure why you want to do this. I'd have to really study these cards a bit more. We got 2 of them. So we do have Ortanu the Chained. So it has to deal with him. Return each copy of Ortanu's Binding from your discard pile to your hand. For each one returned this way, you deal 2 damage to a creature and 2 a splash. So that's one reason why you want to play them, is to get them in your discard pile for this card. Because then you've dealt damage to your own creatures. But here you get to do 2 to each other creature. Or 2 to another creature, and then splash means to their neighboring creatures. So if you hit a guy that's in the middle, you can do up to 6 damage. You kind of gotta sacrifice some of your own. Key to gifts: sacrifice to destroy a creature. Poltergeist. Bloodshard Imp. Yerk. Kesmo. Streaky. Misery Exploit. So it's gain 1 for each damaged enemy creature. That's kind of neat. Well, Glub. Well, Glub is not on the flank. It gets 5 power and gains taunt. So get that guy in the middle and he becomes a powerhouse. Banish. Put an enemy creature into your opponent's archives. Alright. So that was Baked Ball, Moon Skeptic. And that was the Keyforge Age of Ascension, the second pack, or series. So yeah, if you want to check out Keyforge, it is an interesting game. I think anyone can kind of pick up and play. Check you guys later. Bye.